Like any roommate experience, it starts out great. It starts out full of hope.
Oh, I can still smell that smell. It was like bad cheese.
You know, he was really mad because I hadn't paid the rent in a year.
In the sink, there was something that looked like a human brain.
I lived with a guy who was the oldest living dialysis patient in the state of Texas. Basically, it was just modern science that was keeping him alive. He was like a really old zombie type dude. There was always something going on when I got back to that place. He would have these work gloves on, and he would be in the kitchen cutting strips of meat with a pair of scissors. He would bag up the meat and put it in the freezer. I never saw him actually eat the meat. We were just accumulating frozen strips of meat, maybe for some zombie apocalypse or something. He had very weird tales, too. That guy across the hall today was acting all herky-jerky, heckle-jekyll, and pell-mell. And I didn't know what that meant. If he wasn't cutting the meat, he'd be sleeping with his door open, and I'd hear this sucking noise all night. I would just hear... I'd be laying in bed at night, and it'd be tough to go to sleep because I would just hear, "Kremer! Kremer!" And then I would come running in. "Will you give me my remote control?" And I go, "Okay." "Okay, now get out. You're letting my cool out." And he listened to a lot of Hot Tuna. I had like every Hot Tuna album in a crate in the living room.
Second best album they ever did, Birds.
It's very hard to bring a girl back to that place because she might be in the mood until we walk through that front door, and then she'd see the oldest living dialysis patient in Texas cutting meat with a scissor, or sleeping with his door open, making sucking noises, or listening to Hot Tuna. It was like the Bobby McFerrin of dialysis patients.
You gotta try this new shampoo.
He'd be recommending to me this minty shampoo soap that he used.
It wakes you right up. You gotta smell it. Oh, it's minty, minty fresh.
You know, your home should be your refuge. You come home and you just have a nice place to relax and forget about the pressures of the day, but this guy made it a house of horrors. So then I came home one day and I opened the door and I didn't see him in the kitchen cutting meat or in the living room listening to Hot Tuna. I didn't hear any sucking sounds coming from the bedroom, and that was it. He passed on, and he left me with a freezer full of frozen meat. That was definitely the most bizarre roommate experience I ever had in Texas. So that was an ordeal living there at that place.